What's going on, wrestling fans? It is IC Fall, and welcome to SE Scoops. Let's talk about Smackdown because it seems they're on the road to Extreme Rules, but on the road to Crown Jewel. It seems that the WWE Championship that Roman Reigns has, both belts, won't be defended at Extreme Rules because earlier today, Dave Meltzer put out a report saying that Roman Reigns and Logan Paul are going to have a press conference. Now, most likely you've already watched this press conference because SmackDown was Friday. That news broke Saturday, rumored press conference. Logan Paul kicks off SmackDown to confirm that he wants to fight Roman Reigns. And tomorrow they're going to have a press conference and we don't know what's happening. But Dave Meltzer pretty much already said that Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, November 5th, which is the same month as Survivor Series, which is also in November. Very strange, because November 5th, Survivor Series, I believe, is November 22nd, 26th in Boston. So we'll see what happens. But Logan Paul kicking off SmackDown and seeing Paul Heyman return since SummerSlam with the Usos, Sami Zayn, Solo after winning the North American Championship belt on NXT. So there's a lot of heavy things happening to kick off SmackDown. And honestly, the anger online for Logan Paul being the number one contender to me is a little funny because if The Rock showed up, everyone would say, yeah, it's The Rock. Yes. But he's also a celebrity. Remember that part. He's a celebrity. People are upset that Logan Paul is here as the number one contender for Roman Reigns' championship. And again, this isn't official on TV, but it seems that if you believe what you read online, then most likely it's going to happen. So the idea that people are angry at Logan Paul being the number one contender is, I can see why, because wrestling fans don't like celebrities in wrestling. But Logan Paul has proved himself to do a pretty good job. Him and The Miz had a damn good match teaming up at WrestleMania. So I don't see how the WWE could screw this up because Roman Reigns has not had a bad match in so damn long. It's been years now, years since he came back with this new tribal chief head of the table storyline, and he hasn't had a bad match. They're always entertaining. So we'll have to see what happens. But the anger online warranted a little bit because some people don't like Logan Paul anyways, but yet wrestling fans don't like celebrities. But it's the wrestling. And what's over here? Business. That's right, business. Because Logan Paul's going to bring in more eyeballs than there were before. They'll get more media involved. So when you're thinking about TMZ and E! Entertainment, all these things, they don't really touch wrestling that much unless it's something terrible. But with Logan Paul involved, obviously they're going to interview Logan Paul and say, oh, Logan, what are you up to? Oh, you're going to Saudi Arabia to wrestle? That's amazing. For the championship, you can be world champion. Boom, boom, boom. Now, will it make everyone sign up for Peacock more? Probably not, but it is going to supply the extra, not costly, free ad space on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Logan Paul is a huge social media member, and so people being upset don't understand that it's just paying Logan Paul to give them free advertising. And in Saudi Arabia, and they have big time money for these events, huge money. Hell, Saudi Arabia, pretty much started a Gulf League because they have so much money and they're supplying it to wrestlers and oil. It's like, come on, this is stupid. What are you people doing? So I'm interested to see what happens. Will it be Logan Paul defeating Roman Reigns in the championship? No, but it'll be a fun match. So let's enjoy it. It's better Logan Paul losing than one of your favorites that you actually want to have beat Roman Reigns. So, Ricochet, though, was there to assist Logan Paul at the beginning of SmackDown because the Bloodline has, about 1,000,000 members. So someone needed to help Logan Paul. Ricochet. He was supposed to fight Solo because he was going to be the one who took out Logan Paul. But then Sami Zayn stepped up. And yes, Sami Zayn did lose to Ricochet. And I have an interview with Ricochet coming out this Monday on NBC Sports Boston's YouTube channel. It's very exciting. We talk about a lot of things. We bring up NXT Black and Gold returning. We talk about how he was left off WrestleMania when it was a 2-day event while being the Intercontinental Champion. How does that even happen? Well, I talked to him about that as well. So check that out on NBC Sports Boss's YouTube channel on Monday morning. But him defeating Sami Zayn tonight, him being involved, rubbing shoulders with Logan Paul, even Madcap Moss coming out to assist in the numbers game makes me so happy because I love Madcap Moss. There's such an upside to new characters rubbing shoulders with the bloodline. And Ricochet's been there for quite a long time now. It's not like he just started yesterday. Madcap Moss, he's been around, but after the Happy Corbin storyline, he really wasn't doing much at all. When I interviewed him, I even asked him, I was like, hey, man, like, you're not doing much. Like, what's next for you? And I compared him to Batista because Theory was getting a huge push on Raw as John Cena, the new John Cena. Madcap could have been, and they just didn't do anything with him. Very surprising, but I'm happy now that he is involved. Ricochet defeated Sami Zayn, and then, of course, Madcap Moss set up his match for later on. But Braun Strowman, one of my favorite wrestlers, not wrestlers because he's not that good of a wrestler. He's an entertainer. He entertains the crap out of me. I love him so much. Braun Strowman, I actually have a Braun Strowman hoodie. I do. I'm not wearing it right now. Obviously, I'm wearing my Brock Lesnar shirt. That was part of the WWE t-shirt club that only lasted 6 months. Only 6 months. They out of nowhere just was like, hey, by the way, we're not doing this anymore. I was, oh, did not know. But as you could tell, the progression of, I have another shirt. The last shirt they made was a Cody Rhodes shirt. Not a good shirt. So I can see where you started with Roman Reigns as your big shirt in January, and you kept going. And again, great shirt. I have a Seth Rollins shirt. Outstanding shirt. WrestleMania shirt with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan on the cover. Classic Undertaker shirt. So they had some good ones, but Cody Rhodes, not worth it. So maybe they realized that people weren't buying them. I don't know. Though my favorite thing happened tonight because my juices were titillated. That's right. The male models, Maxim male models came out and they were showing off their summer clothing line, their school clothing line. So when they returned to school, but yeah, Michael Cole and Corey Griffin commentary was like, didn't school start like a month ago? And my daughter started kindergarten 2 weeks ago. So yeah, a little too late for this. It'd be like, let's show off our swimsuits for the summer. Summer was a month ago. Summer's over. Though I love them so much because when they do the, ooh, hello there, hello. Braun Strowman showed up, knocked him over, made an amazing GIF out of it. It's online. Everyone's using it for so many different things. So Braun Strowman's here, and I love Braun Strowman. Chad Gable came out to distract Braun Strowman. Otis attacked from behind, beating down Braun. Braun set up after a World's Strongest Slam. So they're clearly setting up, probably for Extreme Rules, I'm going to guess, a handicap Extreme Rules match between Braun Strowman versus Otis and Chad Gable. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do love me some Braun Strowman. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! I'm on the Braun Strowman Express. Please, buy me a ticket. Polar Express, screw you. The Braun Express, I'm there for that. Though, like I mentioned earlier, they were setting up matches for later, but this segment next up, interesting, very interesting. Bayley defeating Raquel Rodriguez, and Raquel came out, no smile on her face. Yes, made me so happy. Why, you ask? Well, let me tell you why. Because we have seen Raquel walk out every week. And I love Raquel Rodriguez. I'm going to call Gonzalez like she was at NXT. I love her. Had a great run as champion. Her and Dakota Kai were fun together. I felt like they were abruptly broken up. And then NXT kind of got flipped upside down. And it felt very bizarre. And then when she got brought to SmackDown, thinking, oh, cool. But no, they made her like this weird smiley person. She lost the women's tag team titles on Raw, so she's pissed. She is pissed. Though she kind of was screwed in this match because she lost to Bayley. And you can't have Bayley lose right now because they're clearly setting up Bianca Belair, Bayley storyline. So you cannot allow this to happen. So everyone must be sacrificed for that one storyline. And that might be the problem with having some of your champions cross over from show to show, because when you have someone who's on Raw, now someone's on SmackDown, the same people are rubbing shoulders. How does Bayley, how can Raquel ever recover? Because she lost the championships on Monday, lost to Bayley on Friday. If she gets a rematch for the tag team title, she'll lose again. She's not in the title picture. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey is one, and Bayley and Bianca is another. So it's like, what's next for Raquel? We'll have to see. I'm assuming heel turn on Aaliyah, breaking up another women's tag team. We'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Liv Morgan, though, her and Ronda Rousey backstage, they had a nice back and forth segment to promote their big match coming up. And this storyline has been weird since the beginning because of the tap out pinfall victory that Liv Morgan got on Ronda Rousey. Well, Ronda made Liv tap out, but she's also getting pinned. So they didn't really explain that much, and it made Liv Morgan look like a non-strong champion, not very strong at all. And that does not help someone who just became champion. And it's not like, excuse me, something in my eye. It's not like Liv Morgan has had like 5 title runs and is on her 6th run and she's doing a great job with it. No, this is her first. You only get your first. And the start of this has not been good, not, in my personal opinion. Liv Morgan has actually looked really bad in my personal opinion. Most likely going to turn her heel because it just feels like that. Because Liv Morgan, she said that nothing Ronda can do will make her respect her. And then that really goes into a interesting realm because Liv Morgan was supposed to be like this baby face who was established finally, like, yeah, I did, everybody. I did it. Yeah, cheer for me. Yay. And then it didn't work out. She had a weird storyline with Shayna Baszler and now Ronda again. So I don't know what's next for these two. Ronda beating Liv would be shocking, but I also could see Ronda beating Liv and then Liv snapping and just beating the poo right out of Ronda. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening because is Ronda going to lose again? Highly doubtful. Liv Morgan can lose because she won't be angry like Ronda will. But Liv Morgan needs to win and also turn heel. That's what needs to happen. I don't know how you do it, but her as a babyface right now, not working. Ronda wasn't working before, but really, this is not helping anybody in the storyline. There's so many other people on SmackDown. Shotzi, Xia Li, just 2 people who are young and hungry who would probably be a better, let's have Liv Morgan fight these people and beat Xia Li at Extreme Rules, and then beat Shotzi Blackheart at Crown Jewel, and then fight Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. Extend it a little bit, but they're not doing that. And I don't know why. I guess we'll see what's next. I don't run the show. I just talk about it. Drew McIntyre, though, challenged Karrion Kross to a match. And this is interesting, again, because we talked about Crown Jewel, Logan Paul, Roman Reigns. That's going to happen there. So the storyline heading into Extreme Rules, Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre are going to carry the show. And this really starts becoming a repetitive motion. Without Roman Reigns on the card, who is the main event? Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross? Pretty good storyline. Great storyline. So them heading into Extreme Rules as the main event, I think 6 matches. You don't have to have 8. Save some. And then see what happens. Like, I don't even think Bianca Belair and Bayley should fight Extreme Rules. I think they should fight at Crown Jewel and then have teams in Survivor Series. So, but Karrion Kross has been up Drew McIntyre's butt lately. And so leading into Extreme Rules, this could be an event, and I'm very excited for this matchup. I love Drew McIntyre. I love Karrion Kross. So having them go at it, we'll see. Because the build has been outstanding. So I'm interested to see what the match is, because do they have the same 2 similar style? Are they able to move forward? It will be clashing styles. We'll see. But lately, Drew McIntyre has not had bad matches either. So I can't think of the last time Drew McIntyre had a bad storyline or match. They've protected him so well. I love him. And Kross back makes me so happy. But Solo did defeat Madcap Moss in the main event for the North American Championship. Not the main event. That just happened. The North American Championship. And it's great that the NXT titles have been brought to the main roster, and they can go back and forth. A bloodline member on NXT, which means the Usos could show up, Sami Zayn could show up, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman. So you're really given this idea of like, wait a minute, I know Raw and SmackDown people jump back and forth, but NXT as well. I smell Sami Zayn in Solo having a bigger storyline in this because it's already being developed. But having Sami Zayn be the only person without a title in the bloodline makes me smile because he could somehow win the 24/7 championship. Like I have this, I have it, I have it, I have a championship. But again, a great match. Solo was never going to lose. Madcap Moss desperately needed a good match, and he had one. And I hope next week. Excuse me. I hope next week we get Madcap, Ricochet, and maybe Logan Paul against the Usos and Sami Zayn on SmackDown. I think that'd be great for Ricochet and Madcap Moss because you gotta build more people. And they're doing a good job of continuing the other people who weren't being utilized properly before, but you also got to build everybody else. But at the end of the night, the Brawling Brutes, that's right, Moss and Butch are our new SmackDown #1 contenders for the championship belts. Took on Hit Row. Oh, I love Hit Row. I'm so happy they're back. It just fills in the gaps. New Day, who got a huge pop. Huge. And Imperium. Look at that. These 4 tag teams now can just swap back and forth. And I didn't even mention also, of course, like we were mentioning, you have Alpha Academy, who's, I guess, back and forth, just like Braun is. You also have the Maxim Male models, like the Viking Raiders, Street Profits. Like, I don't know who's on what show and all that's good stuff, but the Usos keep crossing over too, because guess what? You have to. But I thought SmackDown was great tonight. I thought everything was just building storylines. Every single segment was building us to something. I'm very interested in tomorrow's press conference. Like, I will watch that. I will enjoy it. It's going to be very sports entertainment heavy. And again, they're in Vegas. Logan Paul, huge star. I give SmackDown a thumbs up tonight. I think it was a fun show. Good times all around. So there you go, folks. Those are my thoughts on every single segment of SmackDown here tonight. It was fun. It was a good time. And I'm glad I got to talk to you about SmackDown once again right here on SE Scoops. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye-bye.